The retreat for incoming federal ministers and permanent secretaries is continuing in Abuja, and all 43 minister designate and permanent secretaries arrived at the State House Conference Center, venue of the retreat, and were seated before 11 this morning. The retreat started Monday with the setting of the context for talks. Today, focus will be on the introduction of cabinet processes and setting the stage for a policy execution-oriented government. Now, I have joining me Economist and Management Consultant Mayokun Ilo, who joins me now to discuss this retreat. Now, let's just go in. Thank you so much for joining us. First of all, given the consideration that this cabinet is a cabinet of continuity, from President Muhammad Buhari's administration, what would you say should be their takeoff point when you consider what President Muhammad Buhari's administration stood for in the last 4 years?
The takeoff point should be target setting. As a management consultant, I would say they are dotting all the I's and crossing their T's. The caliber of consultancy firms they brought on board, McKinsey and KPMG, I know those ones will do whatever they need to do. But as a development economist, I would say they have to do more than talk, because the maximum we can have the president in power is 8 years. 4 years have already gone. This is not another starting point. The presidency has started in 2015, and he's going to be judged, the president is going to be judged on the basis of his performance over the 8 years. I'm inclined to say, if we are not careful, the narrative that will define this presidency will be the IDPs, internally displaced people, and how they are treated. But that said, it's a good starting point. It has to be talked about. What do we want to achieve? I saw the address of the SGF, Mr. Boss Mustafa. They want to look at 3 things. They want to look at target setting. They want to look at processes of government as enablers of deliveries, and they also want to look at the context of whatever it is they are trying to achieve. Those things are good things in and of themselves.
Okay, but what sectors do you think, because the retreat has started already, 43 minister designates have been brought on board to help drive this thematic objective of President Muhammad Buhari. But what sectors do you think, you've mentioned the IDPs, what sectors do you think this cabinet should be looking at critically?
Well, I would say energy, because last time we checked, a lot of money is going into subsidy payments. So that makes energy critical. We're going to be looking at infrastructure, as it were. I can't but remember that Mr. Fashola said that less than 50% of appropriated funds for that ministry are usually released year-on-year basis. That is not good enough. Whatever infrastructure projects we want to go into has to be focused on, and there has to be tie-ins with other departments and other ministries. We've been having this problem of silo-operated ministries. This retreat they are doing is also meant to address that. Ministers are not independent of one another. The fact that I'm a petroleum minister and you are a minister of water resources does not mean I'm superior to you, or does that mean that I should not seek advice if the Minister of Water Resources happens to be somebody who has a background in petroleum, for instance? There has to be that cross-linkages of ideas among all ministers. It's a good step in the right direction. This kind of retreat shouldn't be happening once in 4 years. It shouldn't be happening once a year. It should be something that happens probably every quarter, to bring ideas together, to cross-pollinate ideas among themselves.
From the president's speech given yesterday at the opening ceremony of the retreat, the president said that the government intends to take 100 million people out of poverty in 10 years. Now, a journey, of 1,000 miles starts with a step. How do you think this is achievable? If you look at, considering the caliber of persons the president has brought on.
If I'm not a Nigerian, I'll be more pessimistic, because it's not about talking about it. It's about what are we doing about it. If we say 10 years, is this 10 years starting from 2019, or has it started in 2015? Because if the 10 years started in 2015, we have a long journey ahead of us to catch up. $2 per day is the global benchmark for poverty index. You know, we say, okay, 100 million Nigerians or 90 million Nigerians are living on less than $2 per day. So if you are bringing those people out of that $2 per day environment, you have a lot of work to do. Infrastructure, energy, employment, security, inequality has to be addressed in society. So the president has his work cut out for him. If he wants to achieve those things, all the ministers, MDAs, and all the rest of them need to be pulling in the same direction. If they do anything other than that, I'm sorry, the 100 million is more of a mirage. Economist
and Management Consultant Mayokun Ilo, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
On the news.